Hello my friends and welcome to Pathogenic. Hope you're all doing well. I've had a ton of people tell me to check this game out and they were all right. This game so far has been awesome. I think it's one of the most exciting action roguelikes out there right now, so we're going to jump in and give it a go. In Pathogenic, we are playing as a microorganism trying to infect the human body, and so we're going to evolve and change, and that's the in-game reason for why we can equip new weapons and stuff. And we'll be able to do that while combating the body's natural defenses. I'm just going to jump into a run right away here, and we'll give it a go. So we're going to be playing as a bacterium. It's the only one I have unlocked. I've just done the tutorial and a very short partial run just to get a sense of how the game played. And then we're going to jump in. Okay, so I can choose the caustic secretor or the cluster ejector, which fires so like a long-range gun or a shotgun. You know what? I'm not gonna mess around with this. Let's just go and see if we can get it going. I really like the theming for this game as well. You can see the sort of creepy intro cinematic and everything, and we're going to start by seeing if we can infect this poor scientist's skin. So here's us, and we've got our little movement capability. The game highly suggests that you play with a controller, but as always, I'm going to ignore that. So we have ammo. Our movement is somewhat directional. I move faster in the direction that my cilia are actually able to point us. And then we're basically going to be going from room to room, fighting whatever enemies are in that room. So it looks like we have a choice of direction. We can always return to a previous room, as far as I can tell, in order to get anything that room might have that we might want. The green circle next to our character represents our ammo, so we need to make sure that we are able to fire that consistently. And then here we have a choice of rewards, so I can get a lysogen reserve, which gives me an extra ammo container, so that basically doubles my ammunition. I could get an explosive charge. Press E to explode and deal 1,000 damage to nearby enemies. Needs 10 seconds of overcharge to charge up. Now, overcharge is something that I think you can get with certain passive abilities, so I don't think this actually works. I don't think it's just a 10-second cooldown. So let's just take the extra ammo for now, just to make sure that I'm not taking an ability I can't currently use, and then we'll go through here. I'm not sure if that's true. You know, I'm brand new to this game, so if I say stuff that isn't true, I took a hit there, then you'll have to forgive me. Gonna use my dodge to get out of the way here, and we'll chip away at these guys. And fortunately, even though I took damage, we got the healing as well. We can take 6 total hits before we die, and it seems like all enemies just do 1 damage. There might be more later on that do additional damage. Okay, so creates 4 DNA after being overcharged for 25 seconds, so this will allow me to gain levels, passive bonuses from leveling. Fast short-range melee attack. I haven't tried the melee attacks in this game yet, but that does sound fairly interesting. I do want more damage. And then this one also needs overcharge to charge up. So it looks like we will have to get some way to generate overcharge, because we're just getting all of these abilities that require it. I do like the idea of a dashing attack. You know what? Let's take this, and we get to place this in our character editor. Oh, I see. Right, we have the entrant mitochondrion. So when we start a room, we get 15 seconds of overcharge. So this will charge up to 3 activations, because it needs 5 seconds worth of overcharge to charge up. Okay, so that's cool. So we actually do have a way to use those abilities. I wasn't 100% sure. That makes a lot of sense. You wouldn't want to give the player an ability they can't use, but I thought that might be a required synergy thing. Okay, so we can use our dash, and then we do a pretty big burst damage attack. That's kind of nice. Can I dash in a different direction than I'm facing? Like, I guess I've used all my dashes there. No, we just got one back. We'll finish this, and then we'll test that out a little more. I like also that it shows the person is not currently running a fever. Their heart rate is normalized. Reroll all equipped organelles, gain a random weapon. Weapons, and we got this because we've maxed out our DNA counter, so we've leveled up. Weapons on the right half of the body deal plus 100% damage. Weapons on the left deal minus 50%. Okay, that's kind of cool. Argentic coating plus 0.5% damage for each core. So if I save money, this is our shopping currency. If I save money, we would do more and more damage based on that. Or we could just get 20% base speed. I mean, I love movement speed. I'm also tempted to just take this just for fun. I think let's do that. We'll just do that for fun. Okay, so we've got a slashing melee weapon. Or no, I'm adding a slashing melee weapon. I'll just stick that on for now so I can actually read all my things. Shoots 2 short-range projectiles sideways, so it's going to shoot this way. But if I were to put it on the sides of my character, then I believe it would shoot forwards. And then this is a slashing melee weapon, and these are continuous beam that frees enemies held in it. Toxic flagellum, so it gives 3 thrust and leaves a toxic trail. And a pyroflagellum leaves a burning trail while dodging. And then attacks blast a cone behind hit enemies, so that's with our sideways projectiles. Oh, I see, it's got the angle that it shoots at as well. And then, or no, that's the how far we can rotate it. After taking a pickup overcharge for 3 seconds. Alright, I think I'm going to put this there where... because overcharging is not that important to us right now. And then the attacks blast a cone behind hit enemies. Can I put that on the damage over time, actually? So if I do this, is this going to create blasts with the toxic tendrils? Because that actually seems really fun. All right, let's try that. We can always reorganize later. And then one other... oh, nice. We do leave our fart cloud behind. And if I dash, I leave a fire cloud as well. Okay. One other thing I like about this game is if we skip a room, we can fast travel back. So we can fast travel to here, and then we can do this room before we fight the boss. Alright, so we've got our beam, we've got our dash. These enemies don't really move, so the beam and the dash isn't that important, I don't think. I no longer have an activated ability, so I don't need to, like, remember that. And we'll go in here, and we'll fight this enemy. I don't think our melee slashing weapon is doing us particularly proud right now, but the beam seems to do really well. I like that. It was like we were rocketing backwards. Okay, so here we are in the shop. I can buy 5 DNA and get closer to a level. I can leave a toxic trail, my attack infuser. So this could make my weapons also leave a toxic trail. Yeah, that's kind of cool. We shoot behind ourselves too. Fast short-range melee attack, this is the same as the one we already have. No, we have a lacerator tendril. So it's slightly different. You can combine weapons together to make more powerful versions of the same weapon. So let's try the Toxisome. We'll buy that, and we're gonna have our attacks leave a toxic trail. And what if I do it this way so that the vents... Actually, no, our beam leaving a toxic trail seems really fun. And so then this is boosting my overcharge after we take a pickup. I don't really love this overcharge source, so I'm looking for maybe a different one. Although maybe we'll get better pickups later on. Is there anything else that I want? I guess I might as well spend 3 on buying 5 DNA. That seems reasonable. And... so it doesn't seem to be leaving a toxic trail. Or is it where it impacts? I can't really tell. Alright, what if I put my Toxisome here? Okay, now that is putting toxin everywhere, so that's what we want. And then let's go ahead and fast travel back over to here, and we'll fight the boss. And then we'll have infested this poor person's skin. So far, I haven't played the later levels. The enemy patterns have not seemed super difficult to dodge up until this point. But we'll see if, okay, I can actually, my melee weapon is clearing those attacks. That's kind of cool. We'll obviously see how difficult the enemies are later on. So I could get even more ammo. I could, oh wait, no, so this changes the shape of my character. So I could become a, I'm gonna butcher all these pronunciations, by the way. A Corynebacterium parvum, who gets extra ammo and is shaped like a pear. I could become a Bacillus transversus, who does extra damage and has a really broad front. So this is going to be pretty solid for doing frontal attacks. I could become a Diplobacillus, double my cores, would double my money, and then we also get really long, so we would be looking to do sort of broadside attacks. Let's become this guy. I really like the wide frontage. That's going to give me a lot of weapons that I can face the same direction, and 15% passive damage just seems very powerful. I'm going to move these to the side, and then... Oh, but I can't have all my weapons, so my Toxisome can't attach to both of my lateral vents now. That's very cool, actually. So let's do this, and we'll do... And I don't have too many internal options. So, attacks blast a cone behind hit enemies. The cone blast gets bonuses from Toxisome. And then our slashing melee weapon works well here. Only our left lateral vent is going to poison enemies, but at least our beam will. So, yeah, sure, let's do that. And then, oh, and I get to choose something else as well. Okay, well, I want a weapon because we don't have any any mitochondria options. So, this is a support. Orbiting blade strikes nearby enemies. This is a projectile weapon, slow firing but powerful. And this blocks incoming attacks. And then gives overcharge when blocking a projectile. So that's maybe a better source of overcharge, but let's go with the Spore cannon, and then we'll put that here. Obviously, this game is very reminiscent of Spore. It's sort of like Spore meets Binding of Isaac, I guess. And then on to the next area. So we're traveling up his leg and into the researcher's intestine. Well, okay, I really like the... That's cool. Look at the side here. Also, we can disappear into the gut. Okay, there's enemies in this travel sequence, so I'm not in range. We did get the cone blast there. Ouch. All right, tank to hit. I need to kind of pay attention to where I'm going a little better. It is hard to... I will say something about this game is there's a lot of visual noise, so it is hard to see where my attacks are and where the enemies are because I'm leaving all of these clouds around. Unlock for 5. Well, let's do that. So we can get, when connected to an enemy, damage it and overcharge. So this is a mitochondrion when connected to an enemy. Oh, okay. So I can like drain them. I would like to see stats on which of our weapons are doing the most damage. That's something that I'm missing right now. So let's try this, damage it and overcharge, and I think that's going to be more fun. Now, how do I sell a weapon or get rid of it in some way? Recycle for 3. Okay, so we're going to recycle that for 3 DNA, and we'll switch to the trophic pseudopod. It was hard to tell how much damage... we can also pick up that health, because I took a hit. Hard to tell how much damage my slash was doing. Oh, wow, we have a very disturbing wiggle going on there. So I connected to that enemy, I think. And, okay, and we can see what's... I wasn't paying attention to where the enemy was. I can see what's overcharging in the top left there. Definitely taking too much damage here. I need to be a little more careful. I don't really love all of this melee stuff. It seems so much easier not to take hits if we are ranged, is my initial impression. But obviously, I'm messing up the movement a lot. Gain 5 to 20 cores, plus 15% overcharge strength from mitochondria. Frozen enemies take 50% damage, and we are freezing after 0.15 seconds. Okay, so frozen enemies, cryolysis is really good. 15% chance for organelle rewards to spawn at a higher rarity. So that's as if we were upgrading our weapons by combining them. Let's take cryolysis here. We have a source of freeze, so 50% more freeze damage seems powerful. These guys are grabbing me and kind of holding me in place. I will say one thing about the wider frontage on our character is that it's actually harder to dodge, so that's part of why we were taking some hits. But now we've got a lot of damage, dang. Let's go down here. I don't love that the game spawns enemies directly on top of us. Our Spore cannon just killing stuff. I'm running out of ammo, so I need to dodge away. And we got another mutation. Makes a random internal slot also accept external organelles. Well, that's not our problem. We need kind of the other way around. Minus 30% dodge cooldown. Love it. When a burning enemy dies, the burn jumps to the closest enemy. Our burn is all behind us, so it's not incredible. And more dodge invulnerability. We'll go dodge cooldown here. All right, so how fast is my dodge cooldown? Pretty fast. Yeah, I can just dodge pretty consistently, and that's also really nice with all this burning effect. So I probably have to buy a heart here for 4, because I've taken a few too many hits. We have, after taking a pickup, so I can upgrade my metabolic mitochondrion here. I don't really love this one, though. I want something else, I think. So let's save our money. We can always come back to the store. I'll buy 5 DNA and try to level up soon again. And then we'll go over here. I need to get better about dashing through the enemies to apply my burn and toxin. But I can basically just kind of jet around, and they're gonna get hit by a lot of toxins. It does seem like the DNA pickups from enemies do time out after a second, so I need to be a little careful. Oh yeah, and we don't have our melee weapon anymore, which means that I'm not able to block their attacks. So that is something that melee weapons, I guess, are good for, specifically, is blocking the projectile attacks. The fact that I'm killing enemies so far away from myself is also actually kind of a downside. I'm just checking if there's any other enemies around here. Oh, it also looks like maybe I missed a reward in that room. Can I fast travel here and... I see, there was a secret tiny room down here. Whoops. Okay, +1 stamina container. I do need even more. Spawns 1 HP after being overcharged for 40 seconds. Let's just go with more ammo. We don't have a consistent source of overcharge yet. I really like the map. Looks like these two tubes lead to the same area. Nice big room over here. Look at those cones that we're getting from our cone effect. That's sick. Pun intended, of course. Alright. Having the third ammo container so that I can continuously shoot is so powerful. Alright, so I can get the Starvation Reflex. Up to 15% extra damage for each empty stamina container. Cool. First attack after 3 seconds of no attacking deals 100%. 15% damage for each pseudopod that was attached in the last 0.5 seconds, so that's this guy. Or +1 dodge charge. Let's go dodge charge. I'm gonna build the dodge build, I guess. Actually take our reward this time. We have the regenerator or the active active iridophore membrane. Press E to become invulnerable and reflect projectiles for 4 seconds. Needs 15 seconds of overcharge to charge up, and it's an active ability. I'm gonna take the regenerator, but I think we're probably just recycling it. There's nowhere I can put it. I really like the Toxisome. I really like the Pistol Blast. Metabolic Mitochondrion I'm not a huge fan of, but, well, we need some form of overcharge to maybe use overcharging abilities. And this one isn't it, so I guess let's, we'll just recycle there. Get a little extra DNA. I'm not sure if there's, like, a bank that I can use. I keep getting stuck on those. I'm not sure if there's a bank of abilities that I can use somewhere. Store some of these for later use. Because that's one I might have come back to, except that it just wasn't going to do anything in the short term. Whoa, he's got a laser. My pseudopod here I want to get rid of as well. I don't think it's doing anything. This build does not seem to want to get close to enemies. We just want to dash away from them and leave toxic clouds behind. Yeah, so those DNA I think do time out. And let's see if we can fight this guy. Ooh, don't want to stand in the explosion. Okay, he's got a laser too, but holy, we do so much damage. Does he have 2 stages, or did we just roll this boss completely? Wow. Alright. I think we might have broken it. Okay, so I can become a bigger version of this guy. I could become a large round object. I could become this guy as well, which is double round objects. I do like the wide transversus. The round one, I don't think I really want, because it is good for charging. It looks like it's got a lot of connections. So how would that work? We would have our beam here. I would still have my pseudopod in front. My spore cannon would still be able to fire reasonably forward, but the firing arc isn't great. What if I did it this way? Yeah, the firing arcs are too bad on this this guy, which I can't say because YouTube will think I'm being obscene and censor me. I think I like this. It gives us an extra internal slot, and we get to keep all of our forward slots. And the lateral vents are still working. Yeah, we've still got basically everything here, so we'll just go with a bigger version of ourselves. Okay, after finishing a room without losing any HP, overcharge for 40 seconds. So this is a way to get these powerful overcharge abilities. Links enemies together. Linked enemies share 70% damage dealt, and this is a piercing projectile weapon. And this is permanently gains damage when recycling organelles, currently minus 20%, plus 10% permanent damage on recycle, plus 1 DNA, plus 1 cores on recycle. So this is a value over time pickup, which gives you negative damage at the beginning, but higher damage later on. Well, we're probably going to be recycling a lot, but I think I want I really want all 3 of these. I think we're going to take this guy, because I want to replace this pseudopod with something. And this, a projectile weapon that gives us more kind of AoE, I think is going to be fairly helpful. It means that our beam weapons are going to work very well there. And then I still want my flagellum with the cone. I still want the toxisome, although I do want this attached to my... let's move this here so that it can be attached to the lateral vent and the spore cannon. And then this is charging everything. Now, the thing is, what if we do it this way? Because this way, it's attached to infused toxins gain bonuses. Infuse the Cone Blast gains bonuses from toxins. So these work together well, so I really want them adjacent. I think this works. I'm not, obviously not very familiar with how to construct the characters yet, but that is such a cool thing about this game. All right, we're working our way through the intestine, and we're up into the stomach. We'll see how this works. Okay. I still really like the effect when you go close to the walls of the area you're in. Oops. Did not realize that guy had another deadly laser. Am I leaving toxins behind? I am. It's just really hard to see against the green background. Alright, let's try this area. Okay, so those explode after I shoot them. Oh, I didn't dodge in time. So I took some damage. Now I need to wait for my ammo to cool down. I'm not really seeing the linking enemies together effect. I'm sure it's happening. I'm just not really noticing it as it does. All right, so up here, I probably still need to buy the HP. Oh, I guess this is a practice dummy that we can shoot. Oh, we don't have HP. No, I did buy HP. It was just covered in the green stuff. Okay. Cytotic Chamber. Hold to charge, release to burst attacks from connected weapons. Fully charged bursts gain bonuses from connected infusers. 2 seconds max charge time. Alright. Triphase Tendril. Third attack deals ×3 damage. And this is a melee weapon. And then we've got the Entrant Mitochondrion, which I still like better. Let's buy some DNA. This is on sale as well, so I'm gonna buy this and we'll just put it here for now. We have a couple ways to charge. Oh, and there's more health back here that I didn't notice. We actually dropped 2 HP ticks, so we're back to full here. That's a lot of explosions. I guess I needed to dodge right off the start. Alright, dodging restores 1 stamina container. Very cool. Makes a random external slot also accept internals. +1 stash slot. Okay, so there is a stash. Turn a random external slot into a 40% damage slot. Let's go with that. And then now what our Spore cannons currently are dealing +40% damage. I think that's fine. And then there's another reward down here. We also got our health back. Projectiles home in on enemies when overcharged +50% homing power. Or the Sentry Nidus. Press E to spawn a turret. Needs 10 seconds of overcharge to charge up. Alright, let's do this. And then I'm going to have to reorganize a little bit. So if I put my Sentry Nidus over the Metabolic Mitochondrion, then it's going to get charged right at the beginning, and we can drop a turret every room, because we'll have 15 seconds of charge, and it needs 10 seconds. And then I can just recycle this. And then I want the Toxisome connected to the Sentry Nidus, but I think this is still fine. So now we've got a turret that we can drop. Let's see how that works in practice when we run into here. Alright, I managed to time my dodge, and then we'll pop back in here. Oh, is this the boss room already? Alright, well, we don't want that. Let's go ahead and we'll swing over here. That's the shop. Presumably we want to clear every other room before the boss, unless there's some reason not to. I'm not seeing my turret. Oh, it's unless that's it. Okay, I think that's it. It spawns along the wall. And, okay, there it is. So it spawns way behind us. And that guy's actually attacking it, so the turret does have health and can die. And we'll just keep heading into all of these little rooms here. I don't have turret yet. Now I do. This is a funny room to fight in with this big wall in the middle. Keeping the enemy frozen and having it take extra damage, and then we'll get the dots on it. And there we go. Alright, that was fun. Let's see about this room. Drop my turret. Ooh, ow. Alright, need to pay attention to the laser guys. Wait for my stamina to regenerate. That guy has a big explosion too. We'll get our health back, and then we'll go grab our reward over here. Okay, so I only had one reward. There's no choice in this room, but we finally got a duplicate, so I can upgrade this. So this will upgrade to 20 seconds worth of overcharge when we enter a new room. So, awesome. So I drop my turret, and I'm going to pick up all this DNA before it times out. Assuming I'm right about that, it does look like it does. It kind of flashes as though it's going to time out, but that could be incorrect. Oh, I thought there were going to be more enemies in that room. 15% chance to spawn a heart after finishing a room, plus 3 armor. I don't know what armor is yet, but I assume it's just like temporary hits we can take. Another 40% damage slot, which we already have one of. And extra overcharge strength. Let's take another damage slot. Alright, so unfortunately that was on our rear, our pyro dash, but the pyro dash is still good. And then here, we could grab this, the pristine mitochondrion. 40 seconds of overcharge if I finish a room without taking damage, but I think I'd rather just get 20 seconds every room, so we'll just take the 3 DNA there. And, alright, have I done the whole map? Let's head back over here just to make sure. And head to the store and make sure there's nothing here I want to buy. There's so much cool stuff in this game, I want to buy all of it. But, alright, let's see if we can complete the stomach. So we'll head in here, we'll drop our turret immediately. Wait for the enemy to do some attack patterns. Drop my turret again. Do some beams here. I want to dash through it so I can get my damage on it, but I mistimed that and took a hit. Because I wanted to get the damage over time effects on it. Since right now we're just kind of floating around the edge of the map, and that makes... oh, we got like turned in on ourselves, so our beams were going in opposite direction. That's really funny. I did split it in half. Can't be good for it. Alright, and then we can choose another upgrade for our entrant mitochondrion. We can get the pressurized spicule, or we can get galvanic conduit, emits volatile electric arcs. I guess we'll upgrade our mitochondrion, since we've got one of those, and I don't need to change any of my weapons right now, I don't think. The galvanic synethesist, I or Nid Assist. Obviously, feel free to correct me on that one. I haven't felt like it's doing that much, but it's really hard to tell. There's so many flashing lights, I don't have a good sense. All right, we're on to the liver. Taking that hit was pretty sloppy. I need to dash more. We've bought all these dash upgrades and I'm just like not using them. And of course that puts fire around as well. So I did dash into a second attack. Okay, and we didn't get a heart out of that one. Head down here. The liver is very cool. I assume that those spikes are painful, so I'm going to try to avoid them. Ran out of ammo. Let's back off to here. Make a bunch of fire and poison. These little enemies are a bit of a challenge. Oh, okay, there's more. Drop a turret here as well. I was watching my turret to see... I'm gonna just walk into a million attacks and die. I was watching my turret to see if it was taking damage from that thing. And then I took a hit, but... Okay, so I can unlock this for 10. Let's do that. Secret room. Something cool. Did I just take damage? Did I lose health? What happened? Oh, it gave me maximum health. I see. Well, not useful unless I stop taking a bunch of hits. But hopefully we can manage that. These areas are so small, and the spikes are really dangerous. So I'm at 1 health. I can't kill that thing. All right, that's an explosion. Let's drop another turret. We'll dash our way around here. It's also not entirely clear to me always what's an enemy that has health and what is not. Okay, we can increase frozen enemy damage even further. Burn jumps to the closest enemy, makes a random internal slot except external. Your minions, we don't have any of those yet, but that does seem pretty powerful. But let's do even more damage to frozen enemies. Didn't get a health, so we're probably dead in this room since the liver enemies attack patterns were getting me. Yeah, okay. So we did die in the liver. But we unlocked loadout the Oxysome for defeating the stomach boss. Unlocked a question mark. Experiments. Parasite fungal spore. Parasite amoeba. Parasite helminth. Okay. And let's go to the main menu. New plasmid upgrades available. And I'll show you the meta progression in this game. So we get these plasmid fragments for defeating the liver boss. So the meta progression in this game, you basically do these upgrades. I did plus 20% base speed. We can get extra rarity upgrades, more max HP, better rarity upgrades, more damage. I will say, first impressions, I sincerely dislike this meta progression. It all seems to be flat stats, which is not my favorite way of doing meta progression. And there's only like 10 nodes, but for some reason you have to click and scroll through it, and I can't zoom out. So if I was the devs, I would revisit this. But okay, so we can get a stash slot. We can get extra damage, -1 max health. Okay, that's a much more interesting meta progression upgrade. So maybe there's a few more interesting things around the outside. Yeah, so it looks like we won't be able to unlock all of them, so this is more like build progression, things like this. Weapons don't consume stamina, but 0.7 times damage. You don't get flagella, but you get better speed, handling, and dodge power. Okay, these are real trade-offs. So the early ones are boring, the later ones seem better. Sure, I'll take the extra rarity, I'll take some max HP, and I can't afford anything else, so that seems fine. And I'm not sure what plasmid level actually means, other than that's the ones I've unlocked, but does it make enemies more difficult or something? Alright, so I can do the helmet. It's brown, chitinous tail, blocks attacks, can't strafe, using right-click to move recommended. Shape-shifting blob. It needs 20% less DNA to level up, so on the amoeba. Fungal spore. Has special organelle slots, can't rotate. Alright, I'm not sure exactly how can't rotate works. I guess you just move always in the same facing, so you need weapons behind yourself as well. Diatom. Parasite for 2-player co-op. Each player controls 1/2. Okay, very cool. So let's go with... I'll just go with the amoeba, and we'll just see if we can get some more levels, and we'll do one more run, because I'm really enjoying this. Berserk. After each kill, overcharge for 3 seconds, and we have a pulsar gland. Fires a 3-shot burst, and then I could do some other starting options. Maximum capacity of internals reached. Remove some... Oh, so the amoeba, yeah, only has 3 slots. Interesting. And then... Okay, and then there's challenge modes. I'm not going to do the challenge modes yet. I haven't won the basic mode. I'm sure I'll get tired of this at some point, but I really like this intro movie. Oh, wow, it is slow to shoot this. But our guy is very fast, at least. Alright, so we got some extra DNA. It does seem like the amoeba is not good to start. So hopefully we can overcome that. Because this weapon, I have to tap fire it very slowly. Yeah, that's with it held down. So I don't know if we gain extra organelle slots as we level or something. I'm hoping that it's something like that. Let's go in here. So I don't have any slots to put anything. So I need to not buy any of this stuff, except I guess if it's something we already have. Pulsar gland and berserk mitochondrion. None of those are that, but let's buy 5 DNA and get a level. Okay, grow a new blob with an internal slot. Grow a new blob with an external slot. All right. So this is how this works. Shop prices are 25% cheaper, or 1 stamina container. Let's grow an external slot. Oh, and I get to place it. That's cool. Can I make it... I need another weapon, so I'm going to do this for now. Just 2 forward-facing weapons. And then I could buy one here. We could buy... No, I can't afford one of the weapons. I could just buy the cryosome. But I think we're going to grow 2 forward blobs and just have a really powerful forward-facing arsenal. Let's go here. Hopefully we find another weapon soon. Head up here and see what's in this room. And we could get the upgraded pulsar gland. I could get +1 max HP passively. Or I could get a flexible energy lash. I feel like it's got to be this because... So for now, I'm just going to have 2 of them running. But we can then combine those when we get more weapons and upgrade it. So every time I get a kill, I do get 3 seconds of overcharge. So you can see we've got our overcharge running. And, okay, grow a new blob with an external slot, grow a new blob with an internal slot. Let's do one more forward-facing external. Is there any reason... Is it better to just have these one? Or... like, do we get twice as much value from selecting one that's just one slot? Or is it always better to do two? I'm not 100% sure. These connect to my internal slot here. You know what? Let's just do two more like that. And we're going to be a weirdly blobby amoeba, which is fun. I'll wait to buy my last weapon to see if we get offered one that we want in one of these rooms. Always so fun when you're doing one of these new games. You know, the first time through the first level, it was a little bit challenging to dodge some stuff. And the second time through, dead easy. Pick that up, we'll go in here, and then... Alright, so... Pushes nearby enemies away. This is a support pseudopod. Or a support prevents death once and explodes. Now, I don't think I have an internal slot to use either of these. I could go kill the boss, get some DNA, and then come back. I think that does work. Let's see if that works. Why did I just stay there? Now, our weapon set and overcharge method is truly horrible against bosses right now because... Oh, our wall went away. Because, of course, we attack really slow and don't do that much damage, and we overcharge by killing enemies. But here we go. So I can get an upgrade. Grow a new blob with an internal. 15% max damage for every stamina container. Gain a random mitochondrion, but we don't have an internal slot for it. All right, we need another internal slot. So let's do this, I guess. Can I connect it? It says it can have a maximum of 3 connections. Can I connect it to 3 things? So I can connect both of these to all of my weapons. I could put it in here, and we can connect it to our internal slot in the front. Oh, I clicked by accident. All right, well, we have an internal slot that connects to our other internal slot and to our front-facing weapon. Press E to fire a laser beam for 2 seconds. That's pretty cool. I could gain a random weapon, and I can get, when connected to an enemy, damage it and overcharge with the trophic pseudopod, which can then overcharge my other stuff. Let's get a random weapon. I just want to see more stuff. Okay, the perforator tendril. Obviously, we want our melee weapons at the front here. And then let's head to here, and then I can pick up one of these things. So we can get this, and then that goes here for now. And then I can move to here. Guess I'll spend 3 on buying a health since I lost a bunch of health there. Can only shoot when overcharged. Well, we don't have a good way to overcharge, so that's not what we want. Attacks have a chance to freeze. Let's buy this, and... because this attaches to all 3 of my weapons. So if I do this, and then I'll put the overcharge here, and it can overcharge the... our weapon and the cryosome. And then I don't think we need the cryptobiotic core, So let's just go ahead and recycle that, get some more DNA. We need to level up quickly so we can actually get more slots. And also, because I'm not getting any passive bonuses when leveling because we're just building more slots. But this is still a really cool thing. I think I need to know more about the game to know if I'm doing it right. Whoa. All right, that's fun. Definitely want more range on that attack. If we can get it. All right, there's a health there if we need it. So got some overcharge. That enemy just got stuck. I got trapped in this tree as well. And then I can head over here and see if I can get another weapon, because I can always combine two of my weapons as well. Okay, so this is a weapon infuser, which charges them. This is another overcharge. I'll save these for now. We might come back and get them later, if I have a slot for them. We'll head over here. This segmented enemy is funny. I will say our weapon still feels really bad, so I am struggling to kill stuff just because my weapon set feels awful right now. Having to do a lot of dashing in and out. Our melee weapon isn't bad. It's actually helping to kill stuff. Okay, so I need another internal slot probably, and then I can start getting some passive bonuses. But let's go with another internal. We'll attach it to our rear 2 weapons and our other internal. And this gives me 2 more slots for internal stuff. Oh yeah, I did do just the one there as well. All right, well now we've got an entertaining shape. We can go here and we can grab one of these things. Charge these weapons or get some more overcharge. Let's try the weapon charging effect. So if I put this here, it will allow me to overcharge the back weapon here. All right, let's try that. So if I do that and then release, we get a burst there, but it's only one of our weapons. That's okay. I can, because this weapon burst fires anyways, I can just sort of always burst fire it. And then we just end up with this attack pattern. It does mean I need to not hold down. Oops. Didn't see those enemies coming up behind me. Obviously, some of this is, familiarity with the game and all that. I will say it is hard to tell what's an enemy and what is not an enemy in this game. I need to change the shape of my character, because, I mean, look at it. So, yeah, I got sort of held in place by these things. Not a lot of room to maneuver in that room. We do have 1 heart there. I have space for an internal, and I have space for an external as well, if I combine stuff. So this is our link enemies together. This is plus armor, and this is attack supply burn. You know what? Let's do attack, supply, burn, and then we'll make maybe all of our weapons apply burn, and then we'll do overcharge like so. And then that'll just overcharge the cryosome, which is what we actually care about, I think. And the cryosome is now linked to everything. And then this I want to get rid of. I don't really care about it at all. But attack, supply, burn on our front weapons is pretty good. And then I definitely need some more DNA. And then I wasn't gonna take a new blob, but I actually really need a new blob. Okay, so we can get some more stuff on our weapons, or I can link everything here. Let's just have 2 more that are just attached to our weapons. I feel like you're gonna end up this shape a lot. And we'll head back here and pick up this heart. And then I can head to here. I did miss a room down here. Oh, there's an enemy. Walked into its attack, obviously. So all my attacks should be applying burn. Enemy is burning. Yeah, it's only 8 damage, though, and our attacks hit for 35 per. Okay, I wanted to kill that enemy before moving into this room, but that's okay. Use the bomb here. Our build is definitely a lot worse than our last build, I have to say. Also, we don't maneuver very well. I don't have any cilia yet, so we just don't have a dash upgrade or a maneuverability upgrade of any kind. I need to head back out and fight those enemies, I think. Alright, we're stacking up burn, but it's still just not that much damage, the burn. And then we'll head back in here, and we'll get this room. Definitely want another weapon. I want to combine my 2 burst guns and buy another weapon of some kind. Something a little stronger, ideally. Because this burst fire weapon I really dislike. We're gonna get kind of trapped up here. Let's move our way around this way. That guy's getting pretty trapped as well. But I need to fight it without getting grabbed by all those hairs. Okay, so now I can start maybe getting passive upgrades. I would take another external slot to give me some movement capabilities. 25% range of projectiles, melee attacks, and areas of effect. As a passive, that seems really strong. And higher rarity. Let's go with extra range, because we're using melee weapons. So yeah, the passive range increase, especially if I can stack a couple of those. Alright, when dashing, unleashes arcs of lightning. So this is a galvanic flagellum. And this, reinforced membrane, is just passive plus 1 HP. So let's pick this up. Oh, okay, so this is external. I think what I'm going to do here is just do this, and it is going to be harder to dash because I'll need to level up and get something rear-facing for that, but I think it's still good to do it that way. I'm going to also go back to the shop, and we'll buy this health before I fight the boss. And yeah, I don't have anything else. So I'm really good at dashing backwards now. Actually, maybe forward-facing flagella are not that bad. There's no fast travel close to the boss. So I'm not good at dashing forward, but I'm really good at dashing backwards. And the lightning is good. Okay, that's kind of cool. Because you will dash backwards more often, probably. Without the kind of damage over time effect that we had on our previous run, though, I don't know that we're making it past this boss. We have a little bit of burn, but it's just not anywhere near the damage we were doing last time. Our DPS is just so much lower. All right, we push it away, getting some burn stacks on it. I will say the upgraded gun is a lot better. Just way more shot. Also, our overcharge being based on killing enemies is really rough for boss fights. Oh yeah, I should be dashing because we fire lightning when we dash. So it's a little more damage. 3,000 damage from that bomb. I definitely should have been using the bombs earlier. Trying to get in range for my melee weapon more consistently as well. All right, and we did it. Nice. Okay, so then I can get an attack infuser. I can get +1 max health. I need these healing objects as well. Another attack infuser. Attacks create vortices that pull enemies in. 10% chance to create a vortex. Vortex gets bonuses from connected infusers. That's cool. Or just improved damage. You know what? Let's go with the vortex. I think that's fun. And then I will make the right-hand side of my character does vortexes. Okay, and then this is going here. Or no, I actually don't want this connected because I really don't like the hold to charge attack thing, so we're just getting rid of that. And since I'm getting rid of it, I might as well just sell it. Get closer to full upgrades. We have 12, so I could... Let's check the shop, see if there's anything I can buy for 12. There isn't. All right, on to the next area. And we're stomach bound. It is funny how much weaker we are than my previous attempts, though. Which is nice. I felt like the last run was definitely on the easy side, but I think we just lucked into a pretty strong build. Just all the dots working together. Use that bomb to clear those enemies. Put some more damage on here. Okay, so we got a vortex there. And here we go. +1 stash. Grow a new blob with an external slot so I could get more weapons or more cilia or flagella. I do need more ammo as well. More range is nice also. But you know what? Let's go with another external. And I'll do that rear facing so that maybe I can get some movement speed. And then we'll head in here. After dodging through a projectile, overcharge for 5 seconds, or upgrade any organelle to a higher rarity. Let's do that and see if I can, so I can make those epic. I can make that rare. I guess I'll just make these epic. Our damage is still just so low. I like that thing just lasering the wall. See, it's not just me who's dumb. Alright. Nothing in there, so let's go straight to the next room. No! All right, let's head down here. Okay, so I can get another Vortizome. I can get a Chronosome. Attacks improve over time as they travel, but our attacks travel really quickly. Or a Sinoatrial Node. Attacking when synced to music gives bonus damage. 200% damage at the start of a bar. All right, well, I'm not going to be doing that. That's too much work while trying to talk at the same time. I guess let's just get this, and then we can do double Vortex for now, and then I will eventually combine those. Alright, I thought I would fit between there, but I guess I didn't, so we took some damage. Our guy does make a very sad noise when you take damage. When the vortex is... Oh, no. Walking into the environmental danger twice. When the vortexes go off, they're pretty powerful. Alright, we got an armor at least. And we'll head in here and we'll fight whatever's in this room. Okay, so there's an environmental hazard over there. But because I was looking at it, I tanked the laser twice. That and because this character's damage is so low right now. At least we've got them all trapped in these vortexes. No, I thought I dodged. Oh well. That build never really came together, so that was a pretty rough one. And I don't really know how to build the amoeba yet as well, but that's a really cool character. Having to build your slots as you go, just customizing it completely, is really fun. I wish it started with a better weapon. If it did, then I think it would be a lot easier to make that work, because the base weapon seems really bad. New plasmid upgrades available. So we've got amoeba plasmids, I guess. Are these amoeba specific? Oh, we just haven't upgraded the amoeba yet. Okay, so every character has its own tech tree. Okay, so the meta progression, I was harsh on it initially. I like it more now, given that every character has its own separate meta progression with its own unique abilities. I still think it's bizarre that I can't zoom out. It's so weird that there's not that many nodes and I still can't look at them all at once. But other than that, I think that this is really fun. So we would end up with, okay, getting some healing after killing a boss, getting higher rarity stuff. Blobs placed on your cell's center line have a 33% chance to grow a 40% overcharged strength slot. Okay, cool. So that's pretty neat. And that's a reason to put them where you only get one slot. I'm still not sure with the bilaterally symmetrical units if there's a reason to put them in the middle or if you just always want to. So definitely feel free to let me know that in the comments. What else? An extra stash slot, some extra HP, more extra strength power from the conductive core. Sacrificial enzyme, we saw that already on the bacterium, and more stamina. That's nice at base since you can't spend level ups on that on the amoeba, because you need to spend them on more slots. Starting loadout capacity for weapons by 1. Okay, that's pretty nice as well. So we probably would be doing that and then start with some DNA. So we'd be working our way up this tree for the amoeba. Something like that. All right. Well, this game is really cool. I really enjoyed these runs. I'm definitely going to come back to it. So let me know if you enjoyed looking at Pathogenic, if you want to see me do more in-depth playthroughs, if you want to see me do guides once I know how the game works, then definitely let me know in the comments. the best way, if you want to see something new on the channel come back, is to leave a comment, because that is how I can judge if there's any interest in it. So if this interests you, do that. As always, of course, if you've enjoyed the video at all, feel free to leave a comment and hit like to help out with the algorithm. So it's great when people do that, because it really does help. And of course, you can subscribe to my channel for more Pathogenic, because I definitely will be returning to this, and other strategy game analysis. Cheers, folks. I'll catch you next time.